All right, man. Torture Talk OT show. You know what it is, man. You know what it is. Hey, how y'all doing, man? I know y'all glad to see my happy face every day here on Torture Talk. Thank y'all for being here with me. I truly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I really love y'all. I really do. I'm saying I'm flexing with the curly dreads here, but everything's all good. Thank y'all for being here with me with the OT show. I was having some not technical difficulties, but the Wi-Fi in this area is really bad, so I had to use my own service, which costs some money, but I don't care. And thank y'all for the donations too. I really appreciate that. Thank y'all for the donations. I love y'all for it. So, today's episode is everybody getting tired of the Kendrick and Drake beef battle or whatever. And I'm gonna give my initial thoughts on it, and you already know. So if we get into that, I gotta get the legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, I don't know why I'm talking like Italian. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers to over 16,000 subscribers. And yes, I am the king in the north. Let me know what kingdom you from. Also too, there will be a battle event on this page. March 23rd, if you like battle rap, you can see me in action versus J Dev. So let's get to the content, man. No more talking. Thank y'all again for being here with me. Torture Talk OT. All right, man. So this comes courtesy of Marcus at Work Media. You know what it is, man. So look, episodes will be coming out sporadically because the time zone I'm in and the Wi-Fi situation. But I'm gonna try to do as many as I can and drop as many as I can in one day. Be back in the studio on Friday. So let's get it, man. Let's go.
Welcome back to Marcus at Work Media. So I think we're finally at the point where we can have a critical conversation and ask the real question, which is, are you tired of everything related to the bat at this point? Kenny did his thing at the Super Bowl. We did all the updates on what has happened on both sides of the spectrum. We done covered all the details, the gems in each song, track, battle, response, reaction on all sides of the game. Are you ready to move on?
This whole
All right, so this is my thing, right? And I think that every content creator should do this. And this is how I feel. You have to keep people in mind, but also talk about what you want to talk about. Because this is your channel and you have to basically give your opinion on what you believe you should give your opinion on. Now and again, you don't want to neglect your audience, but at the same time, your audience has to respect you and what you want to talk about because that's what they came here for. And you got to respect your audience, give them something. It's a give and take. Am I tired of talking about Kendrick and Drake? Absolutely not. No, because I think that this conversation goes deeper than what we've been talking about. I think that we should talk about it more. And I also think that if they're asking for it, people are asking for it. Maybe certain people might not want to hear it, and them people might be not going to watch it anyway. But what happens to the people that are do want it? You know what I'm saying? Now I try to mix it up. I try to talk about a bunch of different things outside of this, but I also talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said in my comments, they said, I wonder what would happen if you stopped talking about Drake. But I got videos where I don't talk about Drake at all, and they successful. I like to talk about Drake. I like to talk about Kendrick. I like to talk about whatever I want to talk about. And if I see something that's interesting and I want to talk about it, and this is interesting, I'm going to talk about it. That's just that. But let's keep it going.
Kendrick and Drake thing got me tired. What y'all think about this Kendrick and Drake beef, man? What do y'all think is gonna come of this? Is this it? Are y'all tired? Are y'all tired of this? Or is this good for the culture? Do y'all think it needs to stop or keep going? Because where can you go from here? The man eat to them on the biggest stage possible. This is the Super Bowl. It don't get no bigger than the Super Bowl. So, I truly think, though, that this is going to go down to be literally top 3 beefs of all time.
All right, so the reason why I kind of think that what he's saying is true, but at the same time, I got to give some pushback on what he said, is because according to Drake fans and Drake people or whoever's on Drake's side, or some people, that Drake is about to do the FIFA, which would be bigger than the Super Bowl. So that means that now you have something to argue with about that. This, I'll put it to you like this. This is just my opinion from what me seeing. Even if we was to stop talking about Kendrick and Drake, we're gonna still end up talking about Kendrick and Drake. And the reason why we're gonna still end up talking about Kendrick and Drake, because they dominate the hip hop news. Everything Drake does is all over the news. Everything Kendrick does is all over the news. What are we supposed to do? Just ignore that? This is why I say it's not about the content creators talking about them. They keep providing us content to keep talking about. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna not talk about it? Like, you have to talk about it if this is what content creators are. This is what we here for, to give our commentary on stuff that the top people are doing. That's all I'm saying. And Drake is in everything. It's very difficult not to talk about Drake. It's easy to not talk about Kendrick, but Kendrick is tied to Drake, just like Drake is tied to Kendrick. So somewhere, somehow, if you talk about Drake, you're gonna end up talking about Kendrick. If you talk about Kendrick, you'll end up talking about Drake. Drake is in the news, that means Kendrick is in the news. If Kendrick is in the news, that means Drake is in the news. No matter what you do or what you say, these two dudes are always going to be in the news. You know why? Because they're the top in the game. You can't escape it. The fall off of Drake is such a fascinating story. That's going to probably go on for another 5 years. And Kendrick, his story is going to go on for another 5 years because he's the rise. Even though he was already big, he's the rise and he took the ranks from Drake. Y'all think that this is over? Nah, it's not over. That's just what it is.
All time. Because this got the whole country stirred up.
Now I look at my comments, I see comments like this, and these comments are saying that they're tired of it. But I see other comments where they're saying, hey, I can never be tired of Kendrick. I can never be tired of the battle. Now, some people never are tired of Kendrick, but are tired of the battle. So it could be Kendrick related and hip hop related, but not battle related. You tell me.
I didn't want to be the one to make this video, but somebody gotta fucking make it. Come on, bro. You lost because your record label had to step in and basically tell Kendrick, can you please stop this beef? We're losing a lot of money. The one thing that people love to see a hero do most is to see a hero fail. Because everybody hates Superman because he never loses. But they love every other superhero because they see them in predicaments that make them more human. A lot of y'all see Drake as this incredible god, this lyricist. He can get all the...
I don't know who he's comparing to Superman. I don't know if he's saying Drake is Superman. I don't know. But Superman definitely lost a couple of times. I could name... that's another thing, too. I know a lot about comic books. I was a super comic book head back in the day. Superman lost several times. He lost to Batman. He actually lost to Wonder Woman. He lost to Doomsday. He lost to Lobo. Yeah. He lost to Galactus. Or not Galactus. What's his name? Darkseid. He lost to Spider-Man. Yeah, he lost a lot. He wasn't just he lost to Lex Luthor several times. Like, yeah, he lost a lot. But I know what he's trying to say. I know exactly what he's trying to say, and I understand. I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but I understand.
He can do whatever he want. He untouchable. He can do no fucking wrong, right? Because this Degrassi career that he put on and put up fucking blinders over everybody's eyes. Drake lost. And the reason he lost is the same reason that everybody lost. It's his turn. Kendrick did his job. Everybody knows Kendrick Penn is a million miles ahead of Drake. And Kendrick isn't even really writing for real. And you know he's not. Pick your side and stay there. If you believe Drake won, cool. Who the hell cares? Your 9 to 5 is coming back tomorrow. You think Drake or Kendrick or who the you thought won is fine. You still got to get your ass up and go back to work and deal with this fucked up ass economy, okay? So stop thinking this shit is real. These because both made millions of dollars and they both got houses that we can't even fucking comprehend. While you struggling with your rent, your car note, your dog, your girlfriend, wife, whatever the hell you struggling with, guess what they struggling with? The f***ing social media. Meanwhile, all they bills paid, they got every new car they come out, and they living the greatest life ever.
Now, the analytics on my
That's somewhat true, what he just said. That definitely is somewhat true. A lot of these artists are not worried about they're worried about certain things, but their worries, I believe it or not, and this is how I feel. Their worries are much more bigger than ours because their worries, the things that they have to worry about is an enormous problem. We don't really have to worry about enormous problems. We just have problems that we can solve. A lot of their problems, if they don't got the money, they can't solve it. If they lose money, they lose everything. We lose money, we don't really lose too much. They lose everything if they lose anything. Trust and believe that. So I agree, but I kind of disagree.
channel tells me what other videos the community is watching. We have these channels here that a lot of my audience watch, and then we have these are the videos that they've watched. A lot of these channels are still making Drake-related, Kendrick-related content in some form or fashion, and they're still getting views. So that's an indication that there's still an appetite for battle-related stuff.
Yeah, Marcus is right. He's absolutely right. This is what people want to hear. And I know a lot of people probably tired of it, but that's only, I'll put it to y'all like this. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's only a subsection of people who jump in the comments and have a lot to say. Usually, people who come to see your content usually want to see your content. If they click the video, they want to see it. If you click a video where you see the thumbnail, now I try my hardest. Not to make clickbait videos. I don't. I put exactly what I'm talking about on the video. So if you see the video and there's the thumbnail, I put what I'm talking about right there in the middle, so people can see. I don't want to keep moving my hand because if I move my hand, that joint going to move on me. I try to put as much as I can on without putting too much, because you don't want to reveal too much, because people could just read the title and then don't want to watch the video. You know what I'm saying? But I try to do it that way. The reason why is because a lot of times what happens is you get people who jump in the comments and they just watch the video so they can complain. You know what I'm saying? And they don't necessarily watch the video. They just look for ways they can complain. Because believe it or not, everybody doesn't love you. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people like me. But I can tell you right now, I got a lot of people in the comments who don't like me. And not even gonna say don't like me because they don't know personally, but they don't like my content, me talking about certain things. Let's just put it like that. I'm not saying they don't like me personally. I'm just saying they don't like the content that I'm talking about. Certain content. So they'll jump in the comments and say, "Oh, talk about something else, blah, 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 blah." But you don't have to watch the video. But that lets me know that they still want to hear from me. So I gotta take what they say into consideration too. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be like, "Oh, forget y'all." But at the same time, I talk about what I want to talk about. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can meet in the middle.
So let's have a discussion on what's what.
Will you still listen to Kendrick's music when it's not about bashing Drake? And I'm not talking to the K-Dot fans who was listening to him before this beef. I know it's a few of you, right? But it wasn't this many. It seems like it's so many K-Dot fans now that he bashed Drake. And it's so many Drake haters ever since somebody said they hated Drake. You
I could tell that she likes Drake. She didn't even gotta say nothing. I could tell she liked Drake because you know what I hate that people do. They always minimize Kendrick. You cannot minimize Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar surpassed Drake in certain areas when he wasn't battling Drake. I don't understand why. You know what it is? People think Kendrick Lamar is a new artist. They don't realize that he's been around just as long as Drake. Not Drake been around maybe 2 or 3 years before Kendrick, but he's been around, and I don't understand this. It's just crazy to me how they do this, how people do this. They try to minimize the success of K Dot. You can't do that. You can't. Oh, he has a few fans and not many, but what about all these fans now? Okay, if he has all these fans now, it's because they like his music. They like the music. Whether you say he dissed Drake or not, some of these people don't even know he's dissing Drake because they don't even know. A lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people don't even know he's dissing Drake. They just like the song. I mean, he says Drake in the song, but people would say that. But most people are not connecting the dots because a lot of people, especially white people from certain areas, they don't really care if he's dissing Drake. They just like the music. They like the song. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Let's keep it going.
guys weren't talking about hating Drake before this. Yes, if you're asking, I'm a Drake girly. I was born in Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Way back when.
Told y'all. I told y'all. I told you, man. I be picking these people apart, boy. I told you. I was born in Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Like, girl, cut it out. Cut it out. Like, cut it out. You from Houston, Atlanta, and Vegas. There's 3 spots that Drake loved to go to. Cut it out. Cut it out. Like, cut it out.
But I just want to know, and remember, don't answer this if you were listening to K Dot faithfully. Only answer if you're a new fan and a new Drake hater. I just hate bandwagon hate. Answer.
If a
You hate bandwagon hate. Like, what are we talking about here? I'll put it to you like this, right? There's a video circulating of this guy asking these girls, who they think won the battle, right? And the girl said Kendrick, and they said, could you name 10 Kendrick songs, right? And first of all, most people can't name 10 songs. Let's just be clear here. Most people can't name 10 Michael Jackson songs. You know what I'm saying? They'll name like 3 or 4 or 5, but they can't name 10. So you expect these people to name 10 Kendrick songs and then said name 3 or whatever he said, right? But the point I'm making is people will listen to you because they like what happened. Now, if she's saying these new people coming in, of course they don't know because they're new. And that's the whole point. They go back and they listen. Now they'll like it. But you do notice, and this is why I say, you do notice that Kendrick fan base is not based on Drake hate. Because a lot of the people went back and listened to his old music and pushed his old music back into the top 10. So if that's the case, these people know his music now. And they know he wasn't just battling Drake. So even though those albums were still successful, now they're more successful.
large majority of everybody at this point is burnt out. Hey, I'm burnt out with you, but I make content related based on my own interests, the community's interests, and what's happening overall in hip hop. Let's see what people are saying out there.
I really hope these guys don't release any more music because I'm ready for you guys to lose interest in this. I'm sick of this beef. And it's not because of the music or because of the artists or anything. It's because of the fans on both sides. Y'all getting on my nerves. Y'all are super fanned out. Y'all acting like y'all know these people. Y'all ready to slide for these people, man. Y'all in here arguing. Y'all going crazy, man. Y'all worship these men. I feel like a lot of you.
I'll put it to you like this. There's a such thing as worshiping people, then there's such thing as worshiping a deity or a god or something level. I think a lot of people use these words because they are a part of the English language, and they are easy to use to demonize somebody with or to put on somebody. I'll put it to you like this. I think that there's a subsection of people who would have died for Michael Jackson. I think there's a subsection of people who would have died for Prince. I think there's a subsection of people who would have died for Elvis. I think there's a subsection of people who would have died for the Beatles. Because you have to understand, people like their music and they feel some of their music makes them feel like they're connected to them. I think it's a little bit different now. I don't think that there's too many people that would die for Drake or Kendrick. Maybe Drake, maybe not Drake, but Kendrick maybe, but not that many. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they would actually do that. I think a lot. I think there's a blockage between that. Before it was these people. You have to understand there's a whole combination of things. Is the reason why that happened. Before there wasn't no social media. So when you seen these people live, the how would I say this? The allure was different. You didn't really see these people as much as you see them now. They wasn't as active. They were elusive. You know what I'm saying? And when they came around, it was mind blowing to you because you couldn't believe it that you didn't see these people. Then once TV, what you see them on TV, that's it. But outside of that, you don't really see these people. Social media allowed you to actually talk to the celebrity. So it's a little bit different now. So you talking to a celebrity is not the same as before. So I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, worshiping somebody is not the same type of worship. And I think that we use those words very loosely nowadays, and we shouldn't be doing that.
Taking these diss tracks more personal than the actual artists are. It's ridiculous. I love the fact that we got music from both of them, and as a Kendrick fan, I love the fact that a lot of people got to hear from Kendrick. Some people that maybe weren't into his music might actually like him now. But I hate the fact that some of y'all are trying to act like Drake is some horrible artist now all of a sudden, as if we weren't all just listening to Drake like 2 months ago before all.
That's the point. That's the point of being exposed. You can like something and then something gets exposed. Doesn't mean so you have to still like it. That's what happens. That's what happens. If you like, let's say you like spaghetti and meatballs, right? And you ate nothing but spaghetti and meatballs and you love it. I know where y'all probably know where I'm going with this. You've been eating spaghetti and meatballs for a long time. Oh man, that's your every Thursday night, spaghetti and meatballs, or every night, spaghetti and meatballs. And you find out that they were using cow nuts as the meatballs. You gonna still eat it? Are you gonna still? Or what if goat nuts as the meatballs? You know what I'm saying? And there was the goat nut meatballs, and you didn't know. And then one day somebody said, "Bro, those meatballs, you know what that is, right? Those goat nuts." Man, get out of here. They're goat nuts. And what you think people going to say? That's the reason why people say that he's not, because they realize that he's a psyop. They realize this guy is not as good as we thought he was. They realize that. That's what we're talking about. So you can't use that in an argument and say, oh, we was just listening to him. Yeah, we was. Until he got exposed. Now we know he's the goat nuts. We don't want to eat that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. It's crazy.
Let's start it. You can say whatever you want to say about the Heart Part 6, but the fact that it got so much more dislikes than likes, I think that's a little ridiculous. Because I really feel like when we don't like something on YouTube, we just don't watch it again. I don't feel like we normally take the time to...
So wait, let me get this right. It's a little ridiculous for people not to like something. I'm gonna put it to you like this: the reason why it's a little ridiculous to you, or reason why it's probably the reason why people didn't like it, because he came out with "Not Like Us." When he came out with "Not Like Us," Drake was supposed to come out with a hit, bro. He released the Heart Part 6 complaining about what Kendrick was saying. That's why people dislike the song. I think the beat is the best beat out of all of them, if you ask me. That's one of the best beats that I heard out of the whole battle. But he didn't utilize it right. And he tried to do what he thought Kendrick would do. And Kendrick did what he thought Drake was gonna do because he wanted to fight it out with Drake. Hit for hit. That's what he wanted. He wanted the hit for hit battle. After he did Euphoria and then he did 616 in LA, then he said, all right, I'm going to give y'all Meet the Grams. And after that, I'm going to hit him with all these bangers. Because I'm going to lure Drake into this battle. And Drake was supposed to hit him with the hits. And he didn't. Drake tried to go round for round, battle for battle, rap for rap. And he lost. Can't do that with Kendrick. And he played Kendrick's game. And he lost. And Kendrick played his game and won. That's how it goes. So when you say there was more dislikes than likes, that's the reason why. Because he dropped that dud of a song. And people's like, man, what you doing? And you quit? And he quit too. That's another reason. He raised the flag. He quit. That's another reason why people dislike the song. Like, what you make people just like it because it's Drake? Like, come on, bro. He's goat nuts. You know what it is.
Actually press the dislike button. But yeah, I'm ready for the internet to lose interest in this whole thing because the super fans have ruined it. Just ruined the whole experience.
Let me know if you agree or disagree with people's perspective on this. And don't forget, seriously, put your comment below and tell me personally if you are tired or you want more battle-related content. Now, we can still do updates dealing with Kendrick. We all Kendrick fans. We got that part. But I think there's a lot of other elements of hip-hop we can explore. Are we ready? Put your comments below. Let's talk.
I don't know, man. I like talking about this stuff. I like talking about everything, to be honest with you, not just that. But if I see something I'm interested in, I'm going to talk about it. That's going to be that. I don't necessarily have to talk about Kendrick and Drake. I can talk about a whole bunch of shit. I can talk about politics. I can talk about anything. I am very well versed in conversations. I actually want to interview some of these people. I want to interview Big Kiss. I want to interview. Chillin' with Moni. I definitely want to interview the boy Jalopy. I want to interview. I actually want to interview. What's the boy name? Screwface Gene. I want to interview Screwface Gene. I want to interview a lot of people because I want to have an interview where I want to talk to them about certain things, and that's neither here nor there. But I just want to interview certain people, so I can talk about other stuff. That's not the big deal. But I like talking about this because I think this is fascinating. It's a fascinating story that's gonna go on for a long time. And I think the reason why a lot of people burnt out, people say, "Oh, we burnt out because of super fans." Well, the super fans are the ones that's keeping it interesting. To be honest with you, super fans are good for something. Trust to believe. And if it was up to the super fans, this is what we would talk about. But we can't do that. So thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what it is. I'll see y'all. Peace. Bye.